Tonight was the December 20th edition of Monday Night Raw. The Kid, DC Wrestling, is here to bring you all your review. Before I get into this review, man, remember to subscribe to the channel, like for more content. We are on the road to 500 subs. We're at 488 now, so we're about, I would say, like 12 subs away, man, from 500, half of 1K. That is the big main goal before the year is out. But nah, man, now that we got the plug-in out the way, man, getting into this Monday Night Raw. Overall, I thought this Monday Night Raw was okay, to say the least. We kicked things off with the, we kicked things off with the almighty former WWE champ, Bobby Lashley, MVP, his boy. And, Lashley talks about that he would have defeated Big E and didn't really need any type of help. Didn't need any kind of help whatsoever. And Lashley even brings up that, brings up how MVP said that he'll beat Big E if Lashley couldn't beat him. So, MVP, you want the challenge? You think you could beat Big E tonight? Big E's out here right now, the WWE champ. Let's do it. So, yeah. It looks like we're about to get a match between MVP and Big E, even though MVP is not dressed to compete. And, of course, this seems to be a trap because who comes out? Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. They attack Bobby Lashley. Obviously getting ready to hype up more for the Day 1 Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE title. And Big E and Bobby Lashley even team up. So this obviously leads to the main event, which we will get to soon. So, but obviously the big question is, with these typical tag team matches, can they coexist? Will these two guys coexist? Find out next on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, that tends to happen a lot when it comes to these tag team matches. So, anyways, we got Bianca Belair versus Dewdrop. They built this up as the final chapter. These two women have been feuding for quite some time now, and with the way things were going out, it seems like this will be the final time that Bianca Belair and Dewdrop face off. Man, this match, I thought this matchup was actually a pretty good opener from both women. Dewdrop really doing her best to get that heel heat, of course. But man, dude, Bianca Belair lifting up Dewdrop for the KOD. I don't care what nobody says, dude. That is just unbelievable strength from Bianca Belair, man. Just go show you how freaking awesome she is. Most people can't do that. I know I couldn't, you know what I mean? Like I'll break my neck trying to do something like that. So Bianca Belair, props to her, man. That was just really good, man. But Bianca Belair does win the match. So after that, we get Austin Theory backstage with Kevin Patrick. He's doing a little interview. He talks about how he feels like he is the luckiest superstar in the world, and there's a reason why Vince McMahon is so proud of him. He thinks that Vince will see him as a future WWE champ. This does lead to a match between Finn Balor and Austin Theory. Man, these two going to have what was a pretty solid match. I don't know what Austin was doing on the corner, but he did this top rope move, which was just really cool. But Finn Balor goes to the top, nails the coup de grace, and he gets the win. And we see, obviously, later in the night that Austin Theory will get another chance to fight Finn Balor, as Vince McMahon was joking with Theory, talking about how, I don't want to fire you, but hey, well, I have no problem firing you. I love firing people, which, trust me, with all these, what's been going on. Trust me, Vince, we know you love firing people. But we get the Miz TV, man. He's with, first he talks about Edge and the cutting edge and his wife, and he apologizes for what happened last week. But AJ and Omos, he basically talks to Omos, saying how Omos was like, he's sick and tired of you, AJ. He's sick and tired of you. He feels like you're holding him down from his fullest potential. Pretty much praises Omos in this. And AJ's like, nah, Omos will speak for himself. And before Omos can, the Mysterios come out. Mysterios take on AJ Styles and Omos in the tag team match Playa. But, of course, AJ goes for the tag, but Omos ignores him. AJ is stunned. Ray takes the advantage, and he rolls up AJ for the win. After the match, AJ is just ripping into Omos, calling him a piece of trash and saying, I should have never recruited you in the first place. Omos attacks AJ and says that you and me, seemingly, in my opinion, it's going to be a match between day one. So, after weeks of building up, man, Omos and AJ have finally split. I know a lot of people are excited about this, mainly because AJ Styles can finally be a single star again, and who knows, we can get that AJ Styles and Edge match, obviously at WrestleMania. Fingers crossed. But for me, is Omos ready? That's the question that I have, and many people will probably have. Is Omos ready to be that single star? I do think that Omos has some potential to be something in the WWE, but now that he no longer has AJ with him, now that he's on his own, will Omos deliver? Will he deliver or will he underdeliver? Hopefully the future is best for him because I really, really want to see him do well. I never want to wish failure on anybody, really, when they're in the WWE because anybody has that potential to be something huge. Well, unless you are just flat out boring like the great Khali. But moving on, all jokes aside, we move on. Randy Orton versus Chad Gable. Randy was like, Matt, I got to do this myself. Him and Gable going to have a solid match. Orton hits the RKO out of nowhere, and Randy Orton gets the win there. So, yeah. Okay, so after this, we had a champion contenders match. We had the U.S. champ Damian Priest versus Dolph Ziggler. These two go on to have I thought was a pretty good match, but of course Dolph Ziggler gets the win by countout. So it looks like we're going to be getting Dolph Ziggler and Damian Priest at day one for the U.S. title. Should be something here, but I like how they did this by countout. Damian Priest, they've been doing a really good job with protecting him. He hasn't been getting pinned at all, so they've been doing a really good job with him. Okay, so after that, man, we see emotional cutting edge with Maurice. Maurice just crying about how, oh, this is ridiculous, all this stuff, and how she's just tired of this and that. Edge clearly knows what's going on. He's like, okay, cut the BS, Maurice. I know what you're trying to do here. And, of course, this leads to The Miz attacking. Well, first he was trying to attack him from behind, but Edge, again, knew what was happening. But, of course, Maurice kind of tried to attack Edge, and that led to The Miz taking advantage. So I know a lot of people not really liking this Edge and Miz feud. I think it's okay. It's not bad. I mean, I've seen way worse. I mean, like I said, Edge is, after this, obviously, I feel like that, Edge is going to do his own thing in The Miz, too. And I think this could be obviously a pretty good way for The Miz to come back after Dancing with the Stars, but it's not bad. People are saying this is CM Punk and MJF level. Like, I wouldn't really say it's like that. It's not bad. You know what I mean? It's not. I don't think it's bad whatsoever. Queen Zelina Vega versus Rhea Ripley. I mean, I ain't really care for it. I love these two women, don't get me wrong. Like, I love Zelina and Rhea, but I'm just like, I mean, it was just there. We've seen this match before, so, like, yeah. We got a vignette for Veer. When's Veer? When are they going to debut Veer? I feel like when he shows up, he's going to debut out of nowhere. That's when he does, it's going to be like, oh, well, finally he made his debut. Now we move on to our main event, which was a tag team match playa. We had Bobby Lashley and Big E taking on Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. And my personal opinion, man, I thought this was actually a pretty good tag team main event playa. I will even go and say that this is a little tease of what we will be getting at day one in the Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE title. Big E and Lashley get the win. Now, Rollins does a curb stomp, so I don't know if that ending was planned or not, or botched, or I don't know what happened, but either way, the count still stands. And, of course, you had the attacks, the brawls, so that's how Raw ends. And, like I said, this is a meh show, Monday Night Raw. Now, it wasn't a bad episode, but it wasn't, like, the greatest episode. Anyways, guys, it's been my Monday Night Raw review. Again, remember to subscribe to the channel. It's been the Kid, DC Wrestling, and so on. Yeah.